Welcome back to your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Yanks fall 4-1 over the Blue Jays. Not great. We need a third baseman. This is a problem. Stanton's solo home run is the only thing worthy of note. Yankees lose 5 straight to the Blue Jays, and it's just unacceptable. The defense was horrible. Credit Rodon, he battled. I thought he actually pitched a pretty good game. There's a few balls that were hit hard, but his defense let him down. Peraza, the big inning that they had, Peraza makes an error at third base. Unacceptable. He's got to come up with that ball. And then Volpe makes an error at short with an errant throw over to Goldschmidt. Unacceptable. They score 4 runs in the 5th, and that's a wrap. They win 4-1 over the Yankees. Again, Stanton hits a solo shot in the 4th, but that's it. Blue Jays 6 hits, Yankees 5 hits. In these close games against good teams, you need to do everything well. You need to run the bases well. You need to play sound defense. You need to get timely hitting. And they did it. They did not play good defense. Credit Gausman. he was very good. Kevin Gausman's a really good pitcher. He went 7 innings, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 8 Ks. That's going to happen. You're going to have games like that where you're facing a really good pitcher and probably their best pitcher. And you have to match them, and you also have to just play sound baseball. I mean, this is how they lost to the Dodgers. I've said this ad nauseum. They are not a sound baseball team. They have issues, particularly in the infield. Peraza is not an everyday third baseman. Volpe is a below-average Major League Baseball player. I'm sorry to say it, but he is. He's not great. Peraza, if you're not hitting, you have to make plays in the field. And the same goes for Volpe, who went 0 for 3 tonight, or last night. So it's unacceptable. They lose another game to their rivals who are in first place. Yankees are 55-45, and that brings me to the standings. If you take a look at the standings, Boston is good. Boston's very good. They lost on a weird catcher's interference last night, but overall they're really good. Blue Jays are 59-41, Yankees 55-45. So Yankees fall to 4 games back. And they got to take these next 2 games. They just have to. And Cashman has to make a move at the deadline. And that transitions to me. He needs to get Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez, the Yankees need him. They have to get him. The Yankees should be all in on Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks. That guy can absolutely mash. I think he leads the NL or Major League Baseball in RBIs, and he's a good defender. They have to have a third baseman. Volpe is whatever. I think they're stuck with him. I don't know if Cashman or Boone are going to move him, but he's decent enough. You have to get a third baseman. So, this game really illustrates that. Suarez got 31 home runs, 78 RBIs. There's a ton of teams interested, but you're the New York Yankees. You have to make this happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I know there's a couple other, McMahon, Brian Hayes, yes, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Mitch Keller. But, Suarez has to be it. And I want to know, what do they have to give up to get Suarez, specifically? And the answer they're probably going to have to give up a lot. Just because he's just going to be a rental. But so we've talked about 5 Yankee top prospects would likely be in the deal. You're talking about George Lombard Jr. or Spencer Jones. Probably going to be Spencer Jones. And, I know Yankees have said those guys are untouchable. Not right now. Now when you have a situation like this where you're in a win-now window, your team's really good, you have a ton of potential, you can go to the World Series, you can win the World Series, but you desperately need help. Cam Schlittler is on there. I really don't want to trade him. I think for me, he would be untouchable. I would trade Spencer Jones before I would trade Cam Schlittler. but the package would not be limited to low-level players. So probably Suarez for 4 to 5 prospects. If you have to give up Schlittler, I guess it's going to hurt because I think he's going to be really good. They're saying excluding Lombard and Jones, but including other top 10 prospects. You're going to have to give up Jones. I just think that's what it's going to take. If you really want Suarez, that's what you're going to have to do. Because there's so much competition for Suarez. The Tigers are after him, Mariners, Brewers, Cubs. So you're going to have to really put up a strong offer. And Arizona's going to make you pay. So in short, I think the ask is headlined at least 4 to 5 prospects. I think they want Schlittler. Will Cashman do it? That's going to hurt, but you have to do it. This team is so good, but they have such a glaring hole at third base. And last night, it's just unacceptable. You just cannot make that play against your number one rival right now in the AL East. You have to make that play. And when you're not hitting, you have to play sound defense. And they just don't. It's such a glaring hole that if you do not fill it and you do not take care of it, it's going to rear its ugly head later in the playoffs when they eventually get in. And they can't compete. They cannot beat the Blue Jays. This is their 5th straight loss. So things have to change. And this trade deadline is so big. I can't remember a bigger trade deadline for teams such as the Yankees, but 2 divisions specifically. The AL East for the Yankees, Boston, and Toronto, but specifically the Yankees. The Yankees have to win this trade deadline if they want to compete in October. They really do. If they want a chance of winning the World Series. And I would say the same thing for the NL Central. That is a deadlock. The Cubs, the Brewers, whoever wins the trade deadline war is going to win that division and probably go really, really deep in October. So this trade deadline is huge. Again, we are 8 days away and counting. So there's going to be a lot of I'm checking Twitter incessantly, like every 5 minutes. So there'll be a lot of stuff happening in the next couple days, so stay tuned. But Yankees have to get a third baseman, have to get Suarez. No ifs, ands, or buts. Cashman make it happen. Latest injuries and transactions. So I think you remember before the All-Star break, Max Fried had a blister in his left index finger. Tossed a side session a couple days ago. I think it went well. And he should be returning the rotation this series. Probably the Game 3 of the Toronto series. So Cam Schlittler, soreness in his right biceps. He tossed a side session in Atlanta, expected to return the rotation in Toronto, which is also good. 2 awesome starters. Underwent an MRI in the All-Star break, but revealed no concerns, just soreness on the right biceps. And then Luis Gil, good Lord, we really need him back at some point. His next outing is scheduled, I think, tomorrow with AAA Scranton. And he's probably going to throw about 65 pitches. And I think if that goes well, the Yankees are going to activate him. And I think they need him. I think they're looking at this and they're like, okay, we're falling several games back. And this all could fall into place, too, for the Yankees. They get Gil back, Schlittler, Fried. They get Suarez at the deadline. They could be rolling. But these are things that have to happen. Yuri De Los Santos, right elbow discomfort, should return sometime this month, beginning a rehab assignment in AA Somerset. Yarborough, still right oblique strain sometime in August, probably a little bit longer than they anticipated. Mark Leiter Jr., doing a bullpen session in Toronto, so I think they're going to undergo more imaging. It's kind of a weird left fibular head stress fracture. It's kind of a weird one. And then Fernando Cruz is another one I'm watching. His recovery is going really well. Seems to be a little bit faster. So he is in line to resume playing catch, I think, today. And then they re-imaged his oblique, and it showed quite a bit of healing. So he's looking better and better. So stay tuned for that. We have tonight's game, which should be pretty good. Let's hope the They play a little bit better than they did last night, but I'll be here to recap the game for you. This has been your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.